Today we're going to be talking about resources of the Philippines. The Philippines is a country with abundant resources. Indeed, tropical rainforests that serve as habitat for diverse animal and plant species, the rich mineral deposits, and the marine biodiversity of the Philippines attest to this claim. In this module, we will survey the various resources of the country. Our essential question is this: how do the resources of the Philippines contribute in the effort to achieve national development? Our learning objectives are as follows. Know the definition of resources. Classify the resources of the Philippines. Characterize the existing condition of the resources. Analyze information regarding the natural resources of the Philippines and ways of using them wisely. Enumerate ways to conserve natural resources. And lastly, appreciate the persons who comprise the human resources of the Philippines. Our concept map is this. Resources. Here we have resources. Consists of the following resources. Particularly, we have natural resources, human resources, and capital resources. So these three resources are used in the production of goods and services. Resources pertain to things that can be used to produce goods and services that address human wants. Resources can be classified into three types. We have natural, human, and capital resources. So this is a primary example of a natural resources, human resources, and capital resources. Natural resources comes from materials or substances such as minerals, forests, water, and fertile land that occur in nature and can be used for economic gain. These natural resources are used as raw materials in the manufacture of products that are needed by people. Many Filipinos obtain their primary source of income from the use of natural resources. Natural resources include land, so we have this. Natural resources include land, water, forest, energy, and minerals. Before we begin, can you guess what resource is this? This is a natural resource, particularly land resource, and this is used for agricultural purposes. This is in Banawe Rice Terraces, Nueva Vizcaya, Mountain Province Road. What about this? What resource is this? This is a natural resource, particularly water resource. This is in Tubataha Reef, Puerto Princesa, Palawan. What about this? What resource is this? This is a natural resource, particularly the energy resource. This is a hydropower plant in Maria Cristina Falls, Lanao del Norte. The total land area of the Philippines is about 30 million hectares or 300,000 square kilometers. The Philippines is made up of different landforms like mountains, plains, hills, plateaus, and islands. Land is an essential input in the production process in agriculture, commerce, and industry. Our lands can be classified into alienable and disposable land and forest land. The table below shows the classification of the lands in the Philippines. Alienable and disposable lands are those that can be owned, sold, given as bequest, meaning it can be inherited, and distributed by private individuals. Agricultural, industrial, residential, and commercial lands are some examples. So this is a table of classification of land in the Philippines. So this is based in 2007. So we have the classification and then the hectares, area in hectares. So for the alienable and disposable land, this is 14,208,000 or 14.2. Forest land, it's 15,792,000 or 15.7 million. So the total is 30 million hectares of land. According to National Statistics Office, but today this is now the Philippine Statistics Authority or PSA, out of the total 30 million hectares of land in the Philippines, about 15.79 million hectares or 52.6% are covered by forest areas. Forest resources are an important resource of the country. Forests are responsible for maintaining ecological balance in our surroundings. The causes of deforestation in our country is presented below. So this is the causes. We have the kaingin, forest fire, illegal cutting. Other causes, we have typhoon. So in 2006, there's no data for kaingin. By the way, what's kaingin? Kaingin means clearing by the cutting down and burning of trees and plant growth in an area for cultivation purposes. Also known as Sweden farming in other countries, it is a traditional but considered a destructive agricultural system practiced in many parts of the world. In 2007, there are 34 hectares that are affected by deforestation through kaingin. In 2008, that's 105 hectares. In 2009, it's 571 hectares. For the forest fire in 2006, the affected area is 3,500 hectares. 2007, it's 903 hectares. In 2008, it's 77 hectares. In 2009, it's 5,380 hectares. For illegal cutting, there are no data for 2006 and for 2008. But in 2007, it's 1,552 hectares. And in 2009, only 10 hectares were affected. So the other causes like typhoons, we have no data for 2006. In 2007, it's 87 hectares. In 2008, it's 367 hectares. And in 2009, it's 2,309 hectares. So that's the affected areas. Although the forest area in the Philippines is vast, it is facing rapid degradation and depletion. Human activity is said to be the primary cause of this alarming trend. The following section discusses further the causes of forest depletion. The Philippines is one of the countries included in the Coral Triangle. It is abundant in coral reefs and mangroves that serve as habitat for fishes and other water organisms. The country is rich in water resources consisting of different bodies of water. Our water resources are facing various problems and are in danger of being depleted if the problems are not addressed properly. Some of these problems are the following: destruction of coral reefs, illegal fishing methods such as trawl fishing, muroami fishing, coral mining, and cyanide fishing destroy coral reefs. But what is muroami? Muroami is a fishing technique employed on coral reefs in Southeast Asia. It uses an encircling net together with pounding devices. So these devices usually comprise large stones fitted on ropes that are pounded into coral reefs. Thus, what happens to the coral reefs? It gets destroyed. Pollution. The incessant disposal of garbage and industrial wastes in rivers and seas results in pollution and fish killed. Mining. Irresponsible disposal by mining companies of poisonous chemicals to bodies of water is another problem. Degradation of riverbanks and lake shores. Building houses in riverbanks and lake shores continually increase the garbage disposal in such areas. So for our energy resources pertain to resources used for obtaining the energy sources that power the operations of firms and various industries. The Philippines use various forms of and sources of energy. Among these are solar, hydropower, wind, geothermal, and coal. So let's go to hydropower. This is the energy derived from water resources. For instance, water coming from Maria Cristina Falls is used to spin turbines that generate electricity. Solar. Energy radiated by the sun. Electricity is generated using solar panels. Geothermal. Energy generated from the heat coming from Earth's interior. Geothermal plants found in Tiwi, Albay is an example. Wind. Energy generated by the rotation of windmills. The Bangi windmills in Ilocos Norte serve as an example. And lastly, coal. Energy generated from burning fossilized plants. So energy resource is a crucial factor in the operation of industries in the country. It contributes to production by supplying electricity which allow machinery to produce goods and services, to function. Moreover, the availability of electric power for our homes make our daily lives activities easier and more convenient. Our country is rich in mineral resources. These minerals are important because they are a source of raw materials needed in the production of goods. Also, the mining industry provides employment opportunities to many Filipinos. So let us identify different mining resources in the Philippines. So for the metallics, we have precious metals, gold, silver, base metals, chromite, copper, nickel, manganese, zinc. For non-metallics, we have bentonite clay, limestone, coal, marble. Minerals have a number of uses, such as iron, copper, silver, and nickel can be used to make machinery for the industrial and service sectors. Meanwhile, non-metallic minerals such as marble and diamond can be used to make decorations, used for house, construction, or used as jewelry. In the same way, minerals used for the generation of energy, such as natural gas and petroleum, are vital to the functioning of the transportation sector. Mineral resources are considered as non-renewable or not naturally replenished. Thus, overexploitation of these resources could lead to their depletion. Depletion of mineral resources means future generations are denied of their benefits. Excuse me. Human resources. Human resource is a broad term for labor, skill, and intelligence that are a crucial factor in the development of an economy. Abundant natural resources are useless without the human resources needed to harness them. Human resources use intellect, abilities, and skills to process and enrich natural resources. So capital resources are also a product of the physical and mental talents of individual laborers. Indeed, human resources constitute an indispensable factor in the development and progress of a country. Population refers to the number of people who live in a particular place. Demographic studies or statistical studies of human population are a source of knowledge on the current level composition and distribution of population birth and death rates, literacy rate, and employment rate in the country. The government can make use of information gathered from such studies to formulate programs and policies that will enhance the welfare of the people. Data from the NSO, it's now PSA, show that the population of the Philippines reached 94,013,200 in 2010. Of the total population, 47,263,600 are males, while 46,749,600 are females. The youth comprises 50% of the total population. Overall, the country's annual population growth rate is one of the biggest in Asia. As population expands, problems such as food shortage, unemployment, and homelessness arise, and are oftentimes accompanied by problems related to health, education, peace, and environment. The rapid rise of population in a particular place is partly due to the influx of migrants seeking employment. When job seekers enter a particular area, the population density in that area increases. Population density is a measurement of population per unit area. To get a figure for population density, divide the total population by the total land area. High population density leads to all sorts of problems. A large population has both a positive and negative effect on an economy. On the other hand, a large population is harmful if the population contributes substantially to the depletion of natural resources. A large population means higher demand for goods and services, which in turn could lead to greater use of natural resources. Excuse me. On the other hand, a large population means more labor force available for the production of goods and services. In addition, a large population means greater demand for goods and services, which in turn could lead to higher production, employment, and income. So let's go to capital income or capital resources. Capital resources are produced goods used to make other goods. Machinery, vehicles, factories, and telecommunication facilities are just some examples. Capital resources aid in the gathering, processing, and utilization of raw materials from natural resources that are needed in the production of goods and services, in the production of goods and delivery of services, rather. Capital resources depreciate or decline in value over time. Depreciation of capital cannot be avoided. It will happen no matter how much care is given to the resource. Capital goods depreciate when they become obsolete or decline in value because of the emergence of new technology. The obsolescence of a capital good will limit its productive uses. So in the next module, we will dissect the concept of scarcity, a crucial characteristic of resources. The next module will make a distinction between the problems of scarcity and shortage. It will also deal with the likely consequences of these problems on our economy and our daily lives. Thank you for listening.